Hello guys, this is the Maximus and welcome to another video. The last video that we did was about compressor and how to use any compressor, but unfortunately we had to take it down because there was no audio from the FLP, so we had to remove it. As we had planned that we could have made two parts, but one for the basic understanding and second for the practical one. But since that idea has failed because of my fault, so in this video I'm going to talk about A to Z of anything for a compressor. Literally that thing that you should know for any compressor plugin, because all the compressor plugins are the same. There's nothing any difference. The third-party plugins may fancy you because they are like, oh, this made from this company, it's like super cool. There are really some good third-party plugins, but if you really know what a compressor is, you can literally kill it off from using that inbuilt stock plugin in your DAW. So let's get started to what a compressor is. This is my fourth or fifth retake, so hopefully I can do this right now. So yeah, why do we need a compressor? Because literally people don't know why compressor is used. They just use it like, oh, someone said, Hardwell said that you need to use a compressor, so you use a compressor. Use a compressor. Even I do that. So there's nothing. We all out on the same path, but you should know why you should use a compressor. A compressor is used because the instrument or the sound that you are using is having all the dynamic areas from the lows to the highs. So if you just leave your sound or the plugin as it is and put it on your track, it will feel like it's uneven, it's not balanced in the mix. So it will be a muddy mix, one. Second, it will be like popping out of your track. Second and third, obviously the track won't sound good. So that's why compressor is basically compressing the volume and nothing else. It's just like setting up a barrier above which the sound will be cut out, and then you will get a fresh waveform which will be like balancing at that level. And in the later stage you can just increase the gain of that output waveform, and that's it. You have compressed your sound. That's all a compressor does. So you can use any compressor, as I have told you, ranging from FabFilter Pro to anything like a stock compressor, because ultimately we have to take a ride on our car. It doesn't matter if it's Lamborghini or if it's Ferrari. Just need to have that dashing car. If your Maruti is like 800, that 800 series car is like speeding about like and maintaining your what the fuck I'm saying. Sorry, leave that. Okay, so let's get started of how to use any compressor, and I will use that Fruity limiter because this plugin is like very easy to understand, and any layman person or any new person to beginner of this production side can know how to use any compressor, because it shows how you can or what you are actually doing. So the compressor part is like having the gain, saturation, threshold, knee, ratio, attack, release, sustain, and then all the release, gain, threshold. I never mess with this noise gate because it's like a noise reduction thing. If you want you can do, but I don't feel like doing it. The saturation knob is like soft saturation threshold or something like that. It's like how much saturation you want at your compressing part. Okay, so and this is the knee one. It's like at which how much percentage of your how much, it's like a separation, it's like a series separation. On the left it will be like compressed a little bit, and in the right it will be like hard compressed. Okay, so what you have to do in general is that you have to keep an eye on gain, threshold, ratio, attack and release. Okay, so and bifurcating them, threshold, ratio, attack and release are the four most important part of any compressor. If you know how to set your threshold, mind it will depend upon your ear, nothing else. One, you can take the help of any reference track of that, and you can then mix accordingly, but threshold, ratio, attack and release are the only thing that will make you a good make you an advanced compressor producer. As you see how bad I am actually in words. Okay, so threshold is basically setting up a level. If you think this is the wall, you have to get out of this side. So what will you do is that you will just reduce this wall. You reduce this wall, you can easily go to the other side. That's it. And this is the ratio. What has happened? Why is it not showing? Okay, it shows now. Ratio is like how much your sound will be compressed. As you can see this line going up and down, you can basically understand this. If I keep it like this, it will be like more peaks will come out of that sound, and if I keep it like really close to 20:1, it will like aligned along this threshold. So ratio is basically how much your sound will be compressed. So if you use a ratio of about 4:1 or 3:1 or something like that, it means that if you have an audio file of x dB, and then the output will be that of the how much you have compressed this. For example, if you have 4:1, your output will be 4x dB. Similarly 2x, 3x, whatever. Okay, so this is the ratio part, and now talking about the attack and the release. So this is basically, attack is basically after how much time the compressor will come into play. If you keep it at 0, it will instantly come out, but preferably you should keep it at about 15 to 20 seconds, because instantly it will not sound that good. So that's what attack does. Release is just the opposite of the attack. After how much time that compressor will quit from his job or leave the sound. Okay, so that's what a release does. So yes, so let's get started of how to use this on any drum or anything. We have drum compression, drop leads compression. So there are many things to look upon. You can also check out these ones, because at some point of time I was like just checking out of these which suits the best my sound, and then I ended up. So this is the audio file that I'm going to use. This is the clip from the Blasterjack's Rio remake that we did. So if you guys haven't checked that remake, you can just check it out if you want to. It's nice, it's nice. Even the Blasterjack's like that. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see that the waveform is not even. It's like uneven at times, at low volumes, at sometimes it's really high volumes. So what I'm gonna do is use a compressor to make it balanced. So my first step would be to set the threshold. At what level should they come up? Okay, so if I do it like this, so anything above this line will be cut off. In case it will be compressed, sorry, not cut off, that's the wrong term. It will be compressed, it will be like pushed back below that line. Okay, so and this knee is like, oh yeah, how steep your compression will be. So knee you can understand by how steep, and ratio is like how much. So if I keep it like this, and then I just reduce, it's how steep the knee and how much is the ratio. I think that's pretty much easy to understand. So I will just keep it like 60% or 70%, 70%. Yeah, okay. Maybe like, yeah. And then I will just use the ratio to how much should I compress it. I will keep it like 8:5. This one, this just looks nice. Let's see what it does. Okay, so we can just reduce this again, because as you can, because you cannot increase that volume of the lower part, you can just reduce the higher parts and then increase the gain of the overall signal. So I will just reduce this again, and I will just, okay, let's see what it does now. The purple ones are like the areas which have been knocked off, cut off. Now you can see that all the sound are like balanced one, sounding at the same level, and the rest part which are above it have been cut off. If you want, you can just play with the attack about how much it's, after how much second it comes into play. I would preferably use it like 10 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. So you can see that I'm just, it's so simple to use. Okay, so let's get started and see this how it sounds now. Keep an eye on the levels, because that's basically pretty much what we are doing. Okay, so now since you must have noticed that the volume has decreased of the overall track, so just increase the gain as much as you want, and then if you see, let's see how it sounds now. Oh, what the fuck, man. I thought that it, okay, my fault here. I'm really sorry for this. This shit is because of me, and I have to deal with this. Let's see now. If you increase the release, it will be like a smoother curve. So let's see. Yo, so this is what compressor does. If you want to check it out again, this is the last time I'm gonna play the whole thing. Keep an eye on the, okay, leave this one. I will use another limiter to just let you know how the output, now just I'm using the output limiter to see, to let you know, all guys see how the waveform is. It will be more even now. Let's watch it. Yeah, so as you guys can see that most of the sounds are like ranging on this region, maybe this one, yeah, this one. So that's how you just compress it, and that's pretty much what a compressor does. So anything that you use as a compressor, I know this sound can be because I have just what I have actually done to export this wave file is that it's reduced the volume a lot and in this region, because that's why it's not sounding as that perfect because of the volume issues. So that's how you, if in case you're just using that particular at a particular time, you just have to keep in mind these 3 or 4 parameters and then you're done with it. So that's how a compressor works, and literally any compressor will do the same exact thing that I have shown you. Yes, I know that it can be compressed a little bit better, because since the volume of the original exported part was not even, it was a bit too low at times, so I have to make a more better, I have to use multiple compressing things here, so I had to compress it multiple times to sound that. For that I can use the multiband compressor actually. Okay, so a multiband compressor, if you should see, is like a boss. Now you see that you have the low band, you have the mid band, you have the high band, and these are like the muted one, active one, and the bypassed one. This is just because this A and B are like using or saying what you want. So multi-band compressor is basically multiple compressors and different regions. So if you are using a multi-band compressor, which I can show you how to use it, because at times, as you can see, that the volumes are not exactly the same for all the parts. Okay, so what I was talking about, you should keep in mind these areas: the threshold, ratio, knee, or attack, release, and gain. That's what any compressor has. So yes, you can see that it's having all the six parts only. Now you can use anything on the mid region and the low region of the mid region. I'm just gonna play with on the bit on the the low and the high, because the mid region is like, I'm happy with that. So that's what, if you know how to use it, you can just play with it and see what your result is. And yes, it will sound good by more practicing on how to compress. So you guys must have noticed that it sounds better now. Let me see. Let's see how it sounds in this output limiter. So yeah, it's pretty much sounding better than before. So that's how you can use any compressor, be it OTT, be it the FAB filter bundle ones. I have all those because I just like to play with them. Just see which one does better on the compressor, limiter, multiband compressor, Maximus, sound goodizer, everything does the same thing. Just the sound goodizer is one of the advanced part of the Maximus. It's just the Maximus set at different levels. You can think of the sound goodizer as a preset of the Maximus. So that's what a compressor does. One more thing that you guys can use you should know is that a parallel compressor, parallel compression. I'm just confusing with the compressor and the compression at times, so pardon me for that. What okay, so if okay, I just get it out or leave it. I thought about showing you the output waveform of that compressed track. It would be having like more even, like it will be like this, even more even than this one. Never mind. So what a parallel compression is used for is basically meant for drums or something like that, because you can use on the melodies, the drop melodies, leads, etc. It's not a big issue, but generally why we use it on the drums is because you don't want okay, so the drums are like higher at some points, lower at some points, and you just want that high end to be there, but you don't want that low end to be there. So you can use a parallel compression technique out there. So what a parallel compression technique is that you route the same sound to two different channels, mixture channels. So I will route this one to to 2. Yes, no, it doesn't work. No, it does. Okay. And to 6. Okay, so this is, rename it like the dry one, where you need not worry about anything. Use the colors, color it like this. Pardon me if I am just a bit casual here, because you know we guys can do anything, bruh. So yeah, we should enjoy the work process. We should not emphasize it's already 22 minutes out here in this video. I hope that you have learned good amount of things here. So this is the dry one, this is the wet one. So I have routed this part to these two, not yet. So I will route this one to this, and to this, whatever. Sorry, to this. Okay, and just remove it from the master one. So you can see that what I have done is that I have chosen my part which I want to parallel compress, and then I have routed the part to the dry one and to the wet one. Okay, so the dry one is like keep it as it is, because that's the original sound of your instrument, that part. And in the wet part, apply the limiter, apply the compressing. Okay, that's what a parallel compression is. Parallel means you are using the compressed part and the dry part, the original part, parallelly together. Okay, so okay, what I did, okay, so it won't work like that. Okay, so sorry for the delays. I had my friend out here. I just had to leave. Okay, this video is now about 25 minutes, so it's time to wrap it up. So the dry part and the wet part. So apply the compressor on the wet part. I've been using the Fruity compressor. Okay, so since this compressor is not that visually appealing, so you just have to play with it around how much you want it, like that. You just have to use it accordingly. Okay, so this is the key. This is the knee one, the type. If you want soft, hard, or medium, that's what a knee does. Oh, it sounds horrible. Okay, so quick one. I will just use the just see how stupid it sounds right here. Okay, because too many parts going on. So what you will do is, now that you have used the limiter, sorry, the compressor, and now just level, you just have to what do you say, you just have to balance this volumes. That's it. That's what a parallel compression is. If you want the compressed sound, you can increase the volume of the wet one, and if you want more of the original sound, you can use the dry one. I want the opposite, so I want more of the wet and less of the dry. So just you have to adjust it accordingly as per your wish. So that's what a parallel compressor or parallel compression means. Okay, so that's pretty much in a compressor part. I hope that you have learned how to use a compressor, why to use it, and does it really matter to use different plugins for third-party plugins for a compressor. So yes, I know it's a pretty big video of about 27 minutes, but yes, now you guys can grab this knowledge and apply on your tracks, and yes, it will help you a lot. In case you want to know more about compressor, you can send us a mail or contact us on Instagram, so we can just let you know a more detailed one. Obviously it will take time to learn, but you should have the basic of everything that you are using. If you can you just have to and then you just have to practice it more and more, so and then you can literally do anything with any sort of technique, be it compressing, EQing, using a reverb, side chaining. By the way, the side chaining video will be out really soon. So yes, that's pretty much in this video. I hope that you guys learned something, not everything, but yes, something from this, understood what a compressor is. So in the next video we will be talking about side chaining. It's again one of the most basic and important part in mixing. There are barely 4 parts, which we are about to make more. Side chaining, and then we will talk about how to make your drop leads drops sounding better. I know Oli James has been an influence on me for this, so yes, we will enjoy the process. I hope you guys like this video, and then yes, that's pretty much. It's 9:47 already at night here, so hope you guys liked it. If you liked it, then please share, subscribe, blah, and anything. Yes, that's it. Hope you guys have a nice day and keep working hard, and yeah, you all guys will be the next big thing in the EDM scene. Okay, thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you have a nice day. Bye.